Y'all seen that shit? So as of yesterday, they blew that white smoke out the chimney in the 16th chapel and showed us that we got a new pope, Pope Leo XIV, aka Dr. Robert Prevost. Don't know much about him? Don't worry about it. I got you. Come on, let's talk about it. Dr. Robert Prevost, aka Pope Leo XIV, was born in Chicago, Illinois in September of 1954, or 55, excuse me. Why he is the first American pope, it's notable to point out that he did not spend most of his time in the United States. He spent a lot of his time in Latin America being a pastor, a missionary, a theologian, a student, a scholar. But he didn't spend most of his time in America. And that's notable because he comes from the same cloth as Pope Francis. Side note, Pope Francis appointed over half of the voting bishops. So it was almost guaranteed that one of Pope Francis' flock was going to follow him up. Pope Francis. Pope Francis led the way with some of these progressive moves that we're seeing in the church. And Pope Leo XIV is said to keep some of those same progressive movements going forward. You know, things like social justice initiatives, immigration. These are things that are important to the new Pope, just like they were to the old Pope. Now, some people are ecstatic and happy, but it's a few that aren't. Now, while we do have the first American Pope, MAGA is losing their shit right now. This new Pope, just like the old Pope, does not see eye to eye with Donald Trump and his ideology. Matter of fact, he just called J.D. Vance out on Twitter a couple weeks ago about J.D. Vance saying God wants you to rank your loved ones. Side note, God does not want you to rank your loved ones. That's why the old saying is come as you are, because everyone is welcome. You know, they wouldn't tell you to come as you are if everybody was welcome. You know? But I guess J.D. Vance missed that note. So we're seeing a lot of MAGA and leftists up in arms because they're like, oh my God, this new Pope, he's going to be a woke Marxist. He's going to, push radical ideologies on us. It's interesting to see because this new Pope is going to staunchly challenge a lot of those Christian nationalist ideologies that are out there. Because a lot of what we see from the left is under the guise of Christian nationalism. So when you have the leader of the Roman Catholic Church pushing progressive ideologies and telling us to be kind to one another, open the gates to the immigrants and be nice to them, practice compassion, humility, respect for each other. And our president is a staunch Christian nationalist that spews hateful, harmful rhetoric and is backed up by those pastors that claim that, hey, this is Christian nationalism work that we're doing here. Somebody lying, y'all. And since the Pope is supposed to be ordained by God and God representative here on earth, and he's telling the world to be kind and compassionate to one another, and God does not want you to rank your loved ones, and pushing a progressive ideology of compassion and help and humility, how's that going to work out for these Christian nationalists that's trying to tell us that basically all the stuff that Trump is spewing is right and we need to follow behind that type of stuff? I don't know. Now, another thing that pisses MAGA off is that the new Pope is also on board with immigration reform and income equality. Now, that's something that's not talked about on the MAGA crowd at all, because they want you to focus only on the immigration stuff and the gay shit. But the income equality is something that is very, 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 very important. And it's something that the Pope highlights. And it's something that the Christian nationalists don't want highlighted because they want that income inequality to persist and get wider and wider and wider. So Pope Leo XIV, welcome, 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 welcome. If anything, welcome solely because you are pissing the MAGA crowd off. And I, for one, welcome it. Because it gives the world a great example of what real religion looks like. Because like I said, Christian nationalism is a disguise for racism in America. Christian nationalism has been hijacked and being used as a disguise to spew hateful and disgusting rhetoric in America. So to see the biggest religious influence on the earth go head to head with this Christian nationalism that we got going on in America, I welcome it. You might see me in the Roman Catholic Church service this weekend. Nah, probably not. Well,